Back with Francis to do the 5-shot challenge. Let's get it.
Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero is the fight we've all been waiting for, and finally we got it. And we knew it would be heated. There's heat on both sides and no shortage of tension. Rolando Romero has stated clearly and repeatedly that he is predicting a vicious knockout of Ryan Garcia.
How are you feeling?
Not so hungry this time.
And then again, this is going to be your second marquee fight. You fought Gervonta Davis also in New York a few years ago. Now you're going to be fighting in Times Square. What are you envisioning?
A knockout. A vicious knockout. See, I knock him out. Long over.
His exact words when asked what it meant to be fighting Garcia at Times Square were, "Beating Ryan, it's not personal, I just want to beat him." Garcia, criticized in the past for looking like a boy among men, especially when under fire, is now physically bigger and stronger. Still, Romero's size and power present an ongoing threat. There is legitimate concern over Garcia's ability to stay mentally locked in at just 26 years old, living the life of a millionaire, and online celebrity questions remain about whether he can stay focused enough to endure the kind of pressure. Romero brings Ryan's critics point to his tendency to fold when tested, seen in fights against Gervonta Davis, Oscar Duarte, and Luke Campbell.
You're going to be fighting at a career high 147 pounds. We know how big you are. How much better are you feeling right now?
Much better. You know, this is the weight class I belong in. This is the one I feel the most comfortable, so excited to start my journey.
In the Davis fight, he went down from a body shot and was counted out on one knee before hopping up just seconds later, leaving fans believing he quit. He has since fought back against that image, but the skepticism is still there. If Garcia is not elite, Romero can beat him by simply imposing physical and mental pressure. Rolly is aware of the outside talk about Ryan potentially facing Devin Haney next if both men win their respective fights. He dismissed the idea as irrelevant. They're going to fight regardless, so it has nothing to do with me, Romero said, showing neither concern nor interest in the Haney-Garcia narrative.
Tell me, man, how was this training camp?
Oh my God! You know what, man? Night and day. It's a blessing, brother. It's a blessing. I really enjoy this time because everything's normal, back to normal. So that's a good thing. It's a blessing.
You're talking about the behavior of Ryan. He's completely took a line change in this fight, right?
A 360.
However, should Garcia lose, the Haney fight won't happen. Turki Alalshik, the man behind the promotion, has already clarified that much if either man loses on Friday. Plans for that October meeting collapse. Rolly is focused only on Garcia and is ready to make sure that he's the obstacle stopping the next phase of Garcia's career. When asked who he would fight next if he beats Garcia, Romero replied, "What's next? Nothing, I just go to an island or something. I'm going to have one of 12 rounds fighting on an island." He made it clear he's not looking ahead, he's looking to make this one count. When informed that Ryan had imitated the sounds Rolly makes when punching, Romero replied, "He wants to be just like me. He wants to be as charismatic as me and as good looking as me. He envies me in so many ways because I'm a lot sharper than he is. He knows I'm a lot sharper than him. So in reality, he just wants to be me. So let him be me." Knockout vicious in Times Square.
I think more so just taking a break from everything. You know, I took a break from social media a lot. Just not really posting too much, not really getting involved in that. You know, you could kind of get lost in trying to be entertaining on you know, the gram and trying to get clicks and trying to get reactions. So I think just taking a step back from that, getting back into reality, hanging out with my family, you kind of get a sense of reality back into your...
Ryan Garcia's father, Henry Garcia, has also spoken. His view is confident and direct. "My prediction is Ryan will stop Rolly. Yes, first quarter. If he hits him solid, he's out." Henry believes this is not a fight Ryan should approach cautiously. He expects his son to press the action early and go for the kill. He admitted Rolly won't be gun-shy right away, but once countered that will change. Rolly has been dropped twice, and you don't get away from that too much. It stays with you, it humbles you. Fighting Ryan, he's not there to shake hands, he's there to hit and knock you out. The father didn't downplay Romero's toughness. "We just have to wait And see, once a warrior, always a warrior, and Rolly has always been that way. He doesn't shy away from anyone. Still, Henry believes that Ryan's power, particularly the left hook, is the difference.
He got rocked with Ryan. So if anybody hits him, there might be the same results.
In terms of the rematch, you know, the whole world is waiting for this Haney fight, but he does have a fight with Jose Ramirez. You guys confident that he does win that fight against Ramirez?
Well, I mean, if he outboxes Ramirez, you know, there's a possibility that he'll survive, you know, but his chin has been tested. And
Tank, the only man to beat Ryan Garcia professionally, and the man who also knocked out Rolly Romero, offered his opinion on the matchup. When asked if Rolly could pull off the upset, Tank kept it cautious. Can Rolly pull off the upset? I don't want to say something crazy, but yeah, hopefully, bro, hopefully for the sake of Rolly, he can pull it off. But it's going to be a good fight. Asked whether someone would get knocked out in this fight, Tank responded without hesitation, yeah, for sure somebody's getting knocked out.
Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. When he's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks was in hood.
Is that the hardest one? Is that the hardest one you faced throughout your whole career? Is that the hardest one?
Well, I sparred that was like that.
Timothy Bradley believes Garcia will win by knockout and doesn't expect the fight to go past the 6th round. I think Ryan's going to catch him with that left hook. And it's going to be night-night. Bradley has observed changes in Garcia. I think Ryan has changed, definitely. I think his character has definitely changed with the way he's just playing it now. A lot more calmer, very respectful, look like a real businessman. Now he's not all loud and crazy. Like he was, he's kind of tamed it and toned it down a bit. He emphasized that Ryan seems more focused and dialed in. I respect that with Ryan. And I think he's going to be a lot more focused now. And he's actually going to go and train and put on a show, and I think he's going to win by knockout. When asked how long he thought the fight would last, Bradley said it won't go past 6. When pushed further, he gave one reason: there's too many holes in Rolly's defense.
You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be night-night. I think Ryan has changed, definitely. I think his character has definitely changed. You know, with the way he's displaying it now, a lot more calmer, very respectful. You know, look like a real businessman now, you know. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and tamed it, calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now.
Former champion Sean Porter also gave the edge to Garcia. I do, he said when asked if Ryan would win. Obviously the common opponent Ryan fought Tank. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank. And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think they knew the mistakes that they made. They'll both be better in their fight against one another. Yeah, Ryan has more talent. Keshan Davis didn't mince words. Ryan, without a doubt, will beat Romero. Ryan is going to stop. Rolly Davis believes it's a straight path to a rematch with Dion Haney if Ryan does his part.
Ryan cleans up Rolly?
I do.
Think he wins the fight? Yeah.
I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters, obviously Ryan just fought Tank. Yeah. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank. Yeah. And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with the right.
Shakur Stevenson shared similar views. He believes Ryan Garcia is the superior boxer and doesn't see Romero as a major threat. Ryan Rolly is not that good. Ryan is a better boxer. I don't look at Ryan the way other people look at him. Stevenson also predicted a knockout finish. I can see a knockout. Promoter Eddie Hearn has also weighed in. He thinks Ryan Garcia will be too much for Rolly. Romero Garcia is considered physically stronger and faster than Romero, who comes in with a 162 record and 13 knockouts. Hearn made it clear he sees Ryan taking control and ending the night on his terms.
Interesting. Which is like the one you're maybe has the most juice behind it? Which one do you think, you know, is kind of the one that stands out?
I think probably the best fight of the night is Teofimo against Barboza. I think that could be a banana skin. I'm interested to see Devin return because I think that night took a lot out of him physically, and I think there'll be a few demons for him coming back into the ring. I don't think Ramirez at this stage is necessarily the guy to expose that. And then I think Ryan,
While speaking to KO Artist Sports, Hearn also highlighted other fights on the same card, including Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barbosa Jr. and Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. Hearn is particularly interested in Haney's return after his war with Garcia last year, which he believes may have left physical and psychological scars. I'm interested in seeing Devin return because I think that night against Ryan Garcia last year in April took a lot out of him physically, and I think there will be a few demons for him going back into the ring. I don't think Jose Ramirez at this stage is necessarily the guy to expose that.
I think right now they're probably going to announce a lot of fights to be finalized. That's my opinion on that. However, I think that it's a great matchup. I think it's a good storyline for Rolly as well. And I think they're going to fight at 47.
Yeah. Rolly's a big dude. Obviously, he has that power. Ryan has that right hook.
Yep.
So who do you got?
I got Ryan. I got Ryan Garcia.
Why?
Yeah, I just think that from that fight and since then, he hasn't been fighting for that long of a period.
Across the board, there's consensus that the fight between Garcia and Romero is going to be violent. Everyone sees a knockout coming. The only debate is who gets there first. Rolly's words indicate he's coming forward looking for chaos, destruction, and a statement. Garcia's camp, including his father, believes Ryan's speed and accuracy will be too much for Romero's aggression and defensive gaps. Fighters like Shakur Stevenson and Keshan Davis back Ryan without hesitation, pointing to his technical edge and power. Tim Bradley sees the improvements in Garcia, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. That calm, focused version of Garcia, the one who has tamed his flamboyance and sharpened his training habits, could be the deciding factor. If Romero comes out wild hunting for a brawl, he could walk into something. And if he walks into Garcia's left hook, history suggests he doesn't get up. On the other hand, Romero is not bluffing. His talk of violence isn't hype, it's intention. He plans to break Garcia and leave a message, especially for those who assume he's just another stepping stone on the way to a Haney rematch. But how do you see the fight? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.